Hey guys, Kaushik here. So I have got you a new LeetCode question where the question number is 13 and the question name is Roman to integer. So when I'm saying Roman to integer, looking at the question name only you can understand that I am going to convert a Roman number to integer. So all you have to do is just Google search as question number 13 LeetCode, or you can search Roman to integer LeetCode question. You'll get the first link, open the link, log in. You'll be getting this page, right? Fine. So we'll try to understand what are they exactly explaining us in the question so that we'll be able to solve it. Fine. So here they have given few Roman symbols and its values. So you can see the value very clearly where I is 1, V is 5 and X is 10, so on, right? No big deal in that. Getting down to the question, if you observe the test cases, the test case 1 we have 3I, right, which is 3, simple one, no big deal. Look at the test case 2. In test case 2 you have L, V, I and I. So L is what? 50. V is what? 5 and I is 1, so you'll have 3 over there. So 50 plus 5 plus 3 goes to 58. No big deal there, right? That's so simple again. But we know very well that Roman numbers are not going to leave us just like that. That is good. There's going to be a twist in it. The twist is very simple. You have your M, C, M, X, C, I, V, something like that, right? So when I'm going to talk about this one, you take the first M. Okay, you take the first M, which is 1000, and they have been taking it. 1000 is just being taken, and they have taken CM. They have taken a pair. First time they take only M. They didn't take a pair, but now they have taken CM, a pair. What is happening in that pair? The pair value is 900. How it is 900? Because M, look at the pair CM, M is greater than C, right? Something is like C is lesser, M is greater. So if it is lesser greater, or second element or the second value is greater than the first one, then that should be subtracted. How? What is M? M is 1000. What is C? C is 100. 1000 minus 100, I get 900, done. Same goes for XC. So XC is what? 90. Right, X is 90, where I am going to subtract 100 minus 10, and again IV is 5 minus 1, 4. So I'll explain you more clearly. So we know very well that this is going to be 5, right? No big deal. And look at this. Now this will be 5 plus 1, 6, like 5I, 6. But here, if I have IV, that is not going to be like again 1 plus 5, it is going to be 6, it is going to be 4. So why I am adding here and why I am subtracting here? So what exactly I have done over here is I have taken 1 for, let's say 5 minus 1, which is 4. But then over here, we have taken 5 plus 1. Right? Yes. So that's how it is. Now we are trying to understand how exactly these Roman numbers are going to work. Make it simple. I'll give you a simple rule. Just remember the rule and keep it. For an example, imagine I am having a Roman number. So let us take this XX 1, 1. Okay, let me take this example where we have X and X. So how I'm going to solve this? Let me solve this quickly. How I'm going to solve this is we have X and X, right? So I'm going to take the first two pairs. You observe carefully. I'm going to take the first two pairs. When I'm taking two pairs, there are conditions. What could be the condition is the value can be either like this. See, observe carefully. The value can be either equal. For example, X, both are equal. Or what can happen? Or it can be like X1, where one is greater and other one is lesser. Or it can be 1X. The first one is lesser, second one is greater. Only three conditions are there. Okay, when I'm taking a pair. So in these three conditions, if it is equal, you will go for 10 plus 10, 20, right? If the first one is greater, second one is lesser, you will go for again addition only, 10 plus 1. But if it is lesser and greater, the first one is lesser, second one is greater, then what I'm going to do is 10 minus 1, which is going to be 9. This is how your Roman numbers are going to work. Now, observe this, okay? In this place, I'm going to take the first two pairs, X and X, right? So I will take it as 10 plus 10, done, right? But before taking that, how you're going to do is you're going to do a step-by-step iteration. So let us do it in this manner, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will take the first element I, right? Look at the logic very carefully. I'm going to take the first element I and I'm going to have a sliding window algorithm for I plus 1. Now I'll take both the values. Are they same? Yes. So I just add 10, right? I'll add 10. Then I am going to increment my I value. I value is over here. and I plus 1 will be covering this. So I is covering this, I plus is covering that. Now you check both, it is greater, lesser. If it is greater, lesser, again you will add your I value itself. Again I am going to increment my I plus 1. I am going to increment my I now. So again I will have my I here, I plus 1 here, right? Now again you see both are equal. As they both are equal, plus 1 you do, right? Then now you observe, if you observe, I am going out of index. So here I and I plus 1. If I plus 1 goes out of index, nothing to do, just take your I and add them. Thus the total is 22. Simple. Very simple, isn't it? No big deal in that, right? Now let us check with some other value. Okay, so I am going to take something as XL. Fine. What is X? X is going to be 10 and L is 50. We know very well that we have lesser, greater. In that sense, I have to subtract. So it is 50 minus 10, which will become 40. Very simple, right? So the logic is very basic. Nothing, no big deal in the logic. Let's start working on the coding part. Okay. While working with the coding part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take any value. Okay. Let me take the exact same value which you have got already. This is the exact test case which we have got, right? For this, the answer was, we'll discuss, right? Fine. So initially I'm going to have my I over here and I'll have my I plus 1. I'll compare both, right? When I'm comparing both, you see M value is greater than C. They can be equal or greater, lesser or lesser, greater. Now it is greater, lesser. As a greater, lesser, I am going to consider my M value. My M value is 1000. Take 1000. Done. Plus. Then I here, I plus 1 here, I am incrementing my sliding window algorithm, right? Again, I and I plus 1 I am comparing CM. You see, what is the value of C? Value of C is 100. Value of C is going to be 100. Value of M is 1000. Now it is lesser, greater. If it is lesser, greater, what you will do? You will take 1000 minus 100, which is 900. Okay, right? After taking 900, as I have considered both, I am not going to do a single increment now. I am going to double increment, where my I will be here and I plus 1 will be here. So 2 times I am going to increment. Now I am going to check with these two pairs. Again, X value is very simple, 10, and C value we know already it is 100. So again you observe lesser, greater. So I have to subtract, right? 100 minus 10 is 90. So you will add 90. Right? Then again you're going to double increment because I've taken two values. I'll be here I and I plus 1, where I is 1, no big deal, and then V is 5. Again it is lesser, greater. So 5 minus 1, I am going to add it as 4. So the answer is 1994. This is a test case which you have got, and that's how it is getting done. Let's step into the coding part. What I'm going to do in the coding is I am going to take all the values into a dictionary. Right, where my Roman number will be the key, that is capital I will be the key, and value will be 1. Again, I am going to have, you can look at this, right? I am going to have my V as my key and 5 will be the value. Again, X as my key and 10 is going to be the value. Very simple, right? So let me quickly take a dictionary over here. Look at this dictionary. I am having all the keys and values over here. Yes. So the key is going to be the character or the Roman character, which is capital I. For capital I, the value is what? 1. And capital V, the value is 5. So I have mentioned everything in my dictionary cleanly, right? Yes. So now, once I have done with my dictionaries, I will start going ahead with doing my works, where I am going to choose my while loop. It's better to choose while loop rather than for loop, we'll discuss, but it's okay to choose for loop as well. But let me run into while loop, where I am initializing my I as 0. Now I am going to run for my Roman numbers string, right? So while I value, when it is less than, until I value is less than length of my string, I am going to run the loop. What is going to happen inside the loop is I am going to have an if condition, but you need to observe the if condition very properly. This if condition should not work if I value becomes equal to the length, or until I value is less than len of s minus 1. I am going to do the work, and look at this condition. Here what I have done is I have taken d of s of I. Okay, so d of s of I, what is d of s of I? Is a value, right? So I am taking, as I told you, I am going to perform sliding window algorithm, where I am going to take two elements, first one and the second one. If the first one and second one, where if it is going to be lesser, greater, if it is lesser, greater, so if s of I is less than your greater, if it is lesser, greater, then I have to subtract. If it is greater, lesser, or equal, both are equal, then I have to not do anything, take only one value, or I'm going to subtract. Fine. Thus here I'm going to subtract. I will take a variable called ans plus equals to, I'll declare the variable first, ans equal to 0. Then what I'm going to add over here is the second element's value, right? The second element I plus 1, the second character's corresponding value minus first one. For example, if you have v and I, so you have I v, which is going to be what? Not 1 plus 5 6, it is 5 minus 1 4, right? So first I'll subtract 5 minus 1, that's what I mentioned here. 5, let's say I plus 1 is 5, v 5 minus 1. After doing that, I have to increment my I 2 times. Done, right? Then I'll come to else part. When I'll be coming to else part is very simple. When the condition becomes false. When it is becoming false, when it is going to be vi. What is vi? 5 1. So it is greater, lesser, false. Or x x. If it is x, what is going to happen? 10 plus 10, 20 will be taken. Correct or not? Done. So in that case, I'm going to come to else part and simply I'm going to add it. Once I've done with the adding, I'm going to increment my I value. So it is going to be I plus equals to 1. Above that, you're going to increment by twice. That's how it's going to work. Let me just return the answer. This is how it's going to happen. That's all. There is nothing much to be done in this. I'm just going to return the answer and let's see what happens when I run the code. This clears all the test cases, so we can tell very clearly that it is going to run peacefully into it. It is going to take sliding into algorithm, obviously, take a pair, and it is going to check whether both are equal or greater lesser or lesser greater. Understanding, right? So if it is lesser greater, subtract. If it is greater lesser or equal, take one by one value. That's what is happening here. So if it is coming to if condition, it will subtract. In else part, it is going to take one by one value. A simple code. Let me just submit the code. And yes, so it is passing all the test cases. This is how it is to be done. Hope you all understood what exactly has happened in this video. I am not expecting you to look into the video directly and type it in the LeetCode platform, in your platform. Please look at the code, understand how it is happening, try to write the code by yourself or make some changes. Instead of while loop, try using a for loop or do some other changes so that you will be understanding the logic. This is all for this video. We will catch up in other videos. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do not forget to subscribe. Thank you.